Hi y'all, this is Professor Barry Brennan. I'm here today to talk to my argumentation class about refutation and the refutation process. This will be the second part of learning how to conduct yourself in a debate. And let's get right to the PowerPoint. Did I say this was for my argumentation class? I think I did, but if I didn't, that's who this is for. Okay. Right there, I want that one. Okay, cool. All right, here we are. So refuting arguments. What is the refutation process? What does it mean? Well, it's a series of actions culminating in the denial of an argument advanced by your opponent. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? A series of actions. So it's not just one action. It's a series. It's a whole bunch of actions. It's a series that culminate in the denial. So all these actions create this denial of an argument advanced by your opponent. So you need a whole bunch, right? You need a whole bunch of claims against, and all of it culminates in the refusal of the argument that they're presenting. All right, 4 steps, and we're going to go over these steps in detail. Listening in a focused way, critically evaluating arguments, formulating a response, and presenting the response. What you're going to notice about this particular video, and we're probably going to have 2, is that you're going to notice that I'm going into great detail about the refutation process. And in debate, you literally only have like a minute to actually do it. So why? Why would I do that? We only have a minute. Each person has a minute. What's the point? The point is, this is actually some of your strongest work. If you can do this well, you will be amazing, okay? Because what you're after in the refutation is you're after like, boom, you're going to hand it to them, man. Like, boom, you're going to give it to them. You're going to you're going to refute all their arguments. You're going to pow it. It's like a pow thing. You have 1 minute to give them a pow. Okay, because an argument feels like a fight. It's a verbal fight. This is your chance, man. This is your chance. In the refutation, you got 1 minute to knock it all down. That's what you're after. Knock it all down. I just started doing boxing and I'm really enjoying it. So you're going to knock it all down. Okay, listen in a focused way. What do I mean by that? If you don't know what the difference between listening and hearing is just being passive about it. Listening is when you're actively really paying attention. You're going to need to do this. All 4 of you are going to need to do this. Some factors that affect listening, what we call selective exposure. What does that mean? It means that if you're not really aware of your topic and you haven't done your research, you're only going to hear what you know about. And it's really true about life, though. We pay attention to things that we know about, and then we just kind of not pay attention to the other stuff. So think about it. The more research you do, the more you know about your topic and the whole all around it, the better you're going to do. Distortion. Distorting, like, are you distorting what you're hearing, right? Distortion has to do with your emotional response. Are you having your own interpersonal argument with that person? You're not saying it out loud, but in your mind, you're having the argument with them. If you do that, you can't listen, right? Haven't you been in a conflict with someone? And you're just like, while they're talking, you're just arguing with them in your head. You're not listening to them. You're focused on yourself. It's not going to help you in debate. Externalities, internalities mean noise that's outside, right? Car noises, air conditioners, loud music, kids playing, right? Those are externalities. Some of them we have control over them. Some of them we have control of. Others we don't. Internal noises have to do with our mind going off thinking about lunch or our girlfriend or the date we're going to have this weekend or whatever it is, right? Or can't wait to go back to your TV show. It could be how you're feeling inside. Maybe you're feeling sad or depressed, or maybe you're just feeling really tired, right? Your body's really tired, or maybe you're feeling hungry or you have to go to the bathroom. That's what it means by internal noise. All those things are distractors. They distract you from what you need to be focused on. All right, critically evaluating the argument. How do we do this? One of the things you want to ask yourself, is the argument clear? Ambiguous means it's vague, it's not clear, it's maybe a little murky, it's not specific. They're not pointing out specific things, right? Look at the argument. That's when you want to, when you evaluate it too, when you're critically evaluating it, you are then able to come up with those questions that you're going to ask them, right? You need to critically evaluate the argument. Is there any attempt to obfuscate? Obfuscate means, are they trying to conceal anything? Are they leaving things out? Is there any evidence of equivocation? Equivocation means, are they kind of fudging facts? Or are they kind of making something sound the way it isn't truly supposed to be, right? Advertising does that all the time. Okay, evaluate your reasoning. Here's a great little video about understanding your fallacies and how to look at that. If you want to take a look at the video and you have any trouble with understanding fallacies, this video may help you. I'm going to go right into talking about fallacies right now. So fallacies of irrelevant reasoning. Ad populum. Man, we should all do it because everyone's doing it. That's a fallacy. First of all, you never know what everyone's doing. And what's popular, just because something's popular, doesn't mean it's right. And what's right for one in one community isn't right for another. I mean, there's so many ways to understand that ad populum fallacy of what's wrong with it. A fallacy, by the way, is erroneous reasoning. It's reasoning that has error in it. Ad hominem argument, attacking the person, not addressing the argument itself. Appeal to pity or appeal to fear, same thing. It's about appealing to someone's emotions, trying to get them to emotionally react to something rather than actually providing facts or data or evidence for their argument. Tu quo qui means defending your own actions by claiming others have also acted this way. It's like two wrongs make a right. Are they doing that? Things you want to ask yourself if they're in debate. Is your opponent doing that? Appeal to tradition is similar to ad populum, but this goes even deeper. We're talking about something that's always been done. Appeal to tradition is also kind of like status quo. Something that's always done, it works, and it's there's proof that it works. All right, slippery slope. Once you go down this path, then it is likely to gather momentum and it's going to get worse. So one thing is just going to lead to the next thing, that's going to lead to the next thing, it's just going to get bad from there. The example I love to use is like, if you smoke pot, oh my God, if you smoke pot, then you're definitely going to start smoking crack. Or you're going to start using meth or smoking meth or whatever. I don't even know all the things you can do with meth. Snorting meth, shooting meth, whatever. Or if you do that, you're going to do heroin, right? The truth is, in some ways, that might happen, but there's not a for sure thing that that's going to happen. Someone could try pot and say, that's all I want to do, or I don't like it, I'm not going to do it again, and I don't want to try any of those other things, right? But a slippery slope argument says one thing's going to lead to the other. And there's a little ounce of truth, because sometimes in addiction, people who are addicts, have addictive personality, might do that, right? Or people that have mental illness and they're trying to deal with the symptoms of their mental illness with alcohol or drugs. So there's always can be some truth to it, but you have to ask yourself, are they using that in this argument in an erroneous way? And where's the proof? Can they prove it? That's why it's a fallacy, because it can't be proven. Okay, fallacies of miscasting the issue. Fallacy of composition. So we've got a fallacy of composition and a fallacy of division. One is the opposite of the other. Fallacy of composition, arguing what is true of the parts is also true of the whole. Fallacy of division is what is true of the whole is also true of the parts. So let's start with fallacy of division. So fallacy of division, let's say you have a great basketball team, the Lakers, and you say they're the best basketball team of all time. So it must then also be true that every single player in the Lakers is also the best basketball players of all time. Well, if you watch the Lakers, you know that's not true, right? That is not true. They are not the best basketball team. As a whole, they might be, but individually, not necessarily true at all. You can't make you can't make that argument and say it's true. Fallacy of composition is the opposite. So example, it's harder for me to think in these terms, so I actually pulled this one from the web, is that you go to a concert and you make the argument, if everybody stands up, they can see the concert. Well, how do you know that's not true? You know it's not true because people have different heights, right? If you're 5'2" and you're standing and there's people that are 5'8" and 5'10" around you, you're still not going to be able to see the dang concert, right? It might be better if everyone's sitting down. So there you go. So just think it through. When you hear this, listen for that erroneous reasoning and you will be able to pick it out yourself. You don't always have to just name it, but you'll be able to say, you know what? That doesn't sound right. And this is why. Okay, fallacy of a false dichotomy, casting an argument that is either or black and white. Well, what does this mean? We know in life that there's usually always more than one choice. Like it's to say that when people say, as a wolf advocate, I had someone say, I went somewhere and they said, well, you must be vegan. And I was like, how is that possible? Like one excludes the other, or there's only two choices. And I said, no. And she said, well, how can you do this and be, pro-wolves? And I was like, I don't see how one is related to the other. But that's a kind of erroneous reasoning that goes, or you say, if someone's pro-life, they're anti-choice. You could be pro-life and not be against abortion, be against abortion. You don't believe in abortion, but you could also believe in a woman's right to have control over her own body. You could be in conflict with that, right? That could be a conflict for you. You could be both. Or you could be many different things. Okay? Think about these categories, male, female. Think about how gender is being seen right now. Now we have many more categories of how we express gender. Okay, fallacies of misdirecting the issue. I want to see where the time is on this. I think we're going to stop here and we're going to pick this up in the next video. Okay? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay. I'll see you then. Okay, bye.